Welcome to the Powerlifting and Power Ballads podcast, where we bring you a weekly dose of powerlifting news, tips, and training advice with a touch of 80s rock ballads. This podcast is presented by Team Rohr Powerlifting, your source of the most comprehensive coaching and meet day preparation. Here are your hosts, Josh Rohr and Laura Sturm.
Welcome to the Powerlifting and Power Ballads podcast. I am one of your hosts, Laura Sturm.
And I'm your guest host, Hope Rohr.
And I'm the other one, Josh Rohr. Welcome to episode 103. We're going to get into the number 2 songs here in a little bit. But first, I think we got a powerlifting situation.
So you're on deck for your third deadlift attempt. As you go to chalk up, you find an empty chalk bowl. Stupid meat director. That's who you blame, of course, because But what do you actually do?
Oh, I go ballistic. If I'm the lifter, I become the biggest diva in the world.
So true.
Yeah. I would lose my shit in this situation. So I'm probably a bad person to ask what you would really do. I mean, the correct answer is probably politely find a staff worker or the meet director and ask them to refill the chalk. But the fact that I'm on deck and there's no chalk, I'm probably in a panic. So I'm probably not being super nice.
Go to the other platform is probably what I would do.
Well, that's
Smart.
assuming there's more than one too. That would be a good answer.
Warm up room.
Or you rub your hands in the empty chalk bowl because it's probably not like, just nothing in there, right? Because you actually don't need a whole ton of chalk. Here's one thing. Remember this story? I remember a certain lifter going up to the, for his deadlifts, actually having pieces of chalk in his hand as he grabbed the bar. And as he grabbed the bar, it would crumble in his hand. And I think he was thinking, well, more chalk is better. I'll go into this lift with chunks of chalk in my hand. That was just weird. And I don't think that helps you. You don't really need that much chalk. Get over yourself.
Regardless, I would probably flip out.
I don't like when they crumble the chalk.
Yeah.
Like they just stand there and they break it up and you're like, you don't need that. Just like either paint it on your hands, or fluff it on, do whatever, but you don't have to stand there and crunch it.
I like the dust. Just get the dust, scoop the dust, rub it in, shake it off, go.
Yeah.
Don't be a diva. Move on.
Don't be a diva. Okay. All right. Fine.
Sorry, Josh. Diva.
It's true. All right. Enough of that. Let's get into the number 2 TV show intro songs that everybody submitted. So Hope is joining us today. She is our resident expert on TV show intros, based on the fact that she said that I don't know anything and whatever. So anyway,
Maybe.
So we'll do this. Laura, you and I, let's read them like we have been, and then Hope can give her thumbs up or thumbs down and reasoning for it being.
Ooh, these are number 2s.
These are number 2s. So these are not number 1, but they're like knocking on the door. So so that's the thing you got to consider too, because do they deserve to be on top 5? A lot of these, yeah, probably. Do they deserve to be number 2? Ooh, I don't know.
I guess I should have done a better research on what their other numbers were.
Yeah, we've been saying that this whole time too.
Yeah,
we haven't done any. So
yeah, we still suck.
Yeah, let's hop in. We'll start same order as last couple of weeks. Wade Johnson, his number 2 was X-Files. Scully and Mulder. Come on.
I'm with you. I can't even believe I didn't put that on my list. I'm so mad at myself right now.
I mean, it's definitely a memorable theme song. I can definitely think of it right off the top of my head, but I'm not sure number 2 for me.
There you go. Oh, sorry, Wade. Hope says no.
Yep. Nice try, Wade.
Sorry.
Cameron Barlow. I keep butchering Cameron's last name. I'm so sorry. Just every week. Okay. His song was House MD. Teardrops, Massive Attack. The concept of this intro is unique in the idea that they would change the segment of instrumentals at times to match the mood of the season and/or episode. I didn't know that. It matches the versatility and darkness of Dr. House.
I don't know anything about that theme song at all. I've never watched House.
See, I watched it like here and there, but never regularly. But I cannot for the life of me remember the theme song. I do remember House. He was basically this like grumpy old sarcastic asshole of a doctor.
It was
So I
really
remember that.
smart.
Yeah, he's really smart. So I do remember that, but I can't remember anything
Hmm.
else about the theme song. So.
Me either.
I think that concept is interesting. How they would change the segment.
Yeah, that is interesting. And I didn't know that. So
Right.
cool. Joe House had Twilight Zone. Everybody back in the day would hum this tune anytime anything unusual, inexplicable, or out of the ordinary would happen. I think people still do that. Yeah, still do that.
Very much.
Official word from Hope. Thumbs up. Hope you give it a thumbs up for number 2.
Yeah, you're giving me a really hard job here. I mean, there's a list of like 15 plus people that I can see right now.
Yeah, that's fine. But each individual is what we're saying. So like, all right. So that's a thumb up. All right, Joe.
I mean, as far as versatility or memorability, things like that.
So just to clarify, like everybody's good so far except Wade. Wade missed the boat. Got it. Just making sure we're on the same page.
I guess good thing I don't drink bourbon.
Wade, I'm with you, man. I don't know about number 2, but it would have been on my list. Should have been on my list. Anyway, Don Dotson had Mission Impossible instrumental theme song.
Mm-hmm.
Another song that just directly connects you to the show.
Yeah, and that's one of those I didn't realize was a TV show before it was a movie, but same theme, I believe.
Who are you?
I'm a loser. That's why you're here.
Yeah.
Thumbs up or down?
Again, it's one of those like all lifetime, everybody knows it, and how many people actively at one point of their life may have been rolling across the floor to get something out of the kitchen so your parents didn't see you, kind of like humming this song. I mean,
that's true.
Okay, maybe I did that, but you know, I'm
now
sure I'm
say
not the
that,
only person who
now
did
that you say that, I think I do that like to myself, like when I'm doing like, I don't know, sketchy shit around the house. Nobody's around even.
Yeah.
Now I want to know what sketchy shit you're doing.
Yeah, I don't know, just like climbing a ladder and hanging something, but like hanging off of it, like grabbing like the wall to balance and stuff like that. You know,
Nice.
stuff that
Of
could go
course.
wrong real quick.
Nice.
Gary Jacobs has Get Smart as his number 2, the underlining guitar. I don't know this either.
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah, I agree.
It really is. I mean, I think the 60s produced a lot of great TV shows. I mean, and also a lot of great intro music too. That's
Mhm.
what Josh and I were talking about last week, was that, you know, there's kind of 2 types of intro music, where they either tell you the story of the show, or they have like this kind of dramatic, a majority of them, I'll say, or they have like this kind of dramatic music that goes with it, instrumental wise. So the 60s, yeah, they did a little bit of both, but that underlying guitar is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I agree. Chris Peterson had Cheers. Wonderful show, iconic cast of characters that eventually had spin-offs, and very universally recognizable song.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. I can't. I'm drawing a blank on how that goes. Like, and I know.
Really? Sometimes you
Want to
want to
go
go
where
where
everybody.
everybody
Okay.
goes.
All right. So I do know it.
Yeah.
I just couldn't. I had to get started. Sometimes I just need somebody to get me started. So yeah.
That's the like chorus, but you know.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think that's good. You think you give that thumbs up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, this is really hard. These are number 2. So I mean, all these songs are going to be really good when you get up to 2 status, 1 and 2.
Yeah, they better be.
Yeah.
Except for Wade's. Stacy Metcalf, she had Pink Panther, older cartoon, but if you've ever heard it, it's not something you forget, and it's made some great memes.
Sure.
That was on my list. Not my top 5, but it was one of the ones I had to cut out. It was on my
Cool.
radar.
Do you actually have words in any of your intro songs?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. I don't think He likes to do those like instrumental songs. We'll
Yeah.
get to it in a second.
Hmm. Hmm. All right. And Kenya Calderon has the intro to Phineas and Ferb.
Too old for that.
Quite literally one of the staples of every Gen Z's childhood. I think I remember this because I think my kids were into Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah, no idea.
Yeah.
No. Yeah,
Memorable.
we're too old for that.
You two in between.
Yeah, we're
No.
right. We're Xennials. We're like right on the border of an X and a millennial. So
Mm.
Andrew Cargill had Black Catcher. Catchy. One word explanation for why.
I don't know that.
I don't either. And I got to say, Mr. Cargill, your explanations have been a little suspect, not very elaborate. So
In a few words.
yeah. So if you're trying to make your case with that, you're not winning me over there.
Is this big or little Cargill?
This is well, little Cargill is not little Cargill anymore.
I
but
mean,
it's little Cargill.
Nice.
Big little Cargill.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. Eric Cordero had The Sopranos.
Awesome.
And he said, woke up this morning was performed by Alabama 3 overlaid over Tony's drive through New Jersey, and it was the perfect song for an extremely popular show. Good one. I like that. I wouldn't have thought about it, but that's a good one.
Cindy Yeager had Moving On Up, the Jeffersons.
Mhm.
Dare you to not dance when it comes on. Agreed. That's a great one.
You can always imagine George like walking in the way that he does.
Oh,
Nice.
George.
Would our kids even know who that is? No?
Probably not. That's
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah. Yep. Amy Hutchison had Beverly Hillbillies. Good one. Another one you can't help but sing along with.
Yep. I just got done doing a binge watch of Beverly Hillbillies. They were on Amazon Prime.
Wow.
And
Really?
started at season 1, episode 1, and I think they took it off before I got all the way through. But I was definitely binge watching that recently. It's a great show.
Guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
Again, that's one of those storytelling ones too.
Yep. And I know all the words to it, but again,
About a
that's
man named Jed,
poor mountaineer barely kept his family fed.
Yeah.
And one day he was shooting at some food, and up through the ground come a bubbling crude.
Oil, that
It
is.
Black
Texas gold? Or
Texas
something?
tea.
Tea.
Texas tea. That's it. That's
Yeah.
right. Nice.
Yep. That's a great one. Bonica Brown has Demon Slayer season 1 Garenge motivational into song. I'm thinking that's supposed to say intro song.
Intro song. Yeah.
I'm not familiar with it,
Don't know.
but sounds legit. I don't know.
Nice. Amber Riley had X-Files, and her her justification is it's a meme, therefore iconic. When X-Files becomes a meme. Wow.
All right. Michelle Carlasio has Friends because every one of your friends lifts. Well, most of my friends do lift, but yeah, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. Like, this is one of those songs that I never got into the show. Really annoyed by the intro song, but I know all of the words to it, and I it's always stuck in my head. So by definition, I think that makes it a good intro song.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows it, but I still think it wouldn't be up there for a 2 for me and everything. Some of these older ones definitely much more iconic than that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Amy Pancake had Cheers. It's a feel-good song.
Now that I'm refreshed on the intro song to Cheers, I agree. Yeah, Chris Peterson also had that as his number 2. So, yep, I think that's a good one. Wesley Toller had The Office. This theme gets me ready for the combination of scathing sarcasm, squirm-inducing situational humor, and heartfelt warmth that The Office dishes out better than any. Let me start with this. Wesley has the best reasoning for his argument. So just by that alone is nice to see. But yeah, I love The Office. I think personally I'm skewed by the fact that I love the show so much that I give it probably a little bit more credit for the intro song than it should, but I think everybody knows it. So it
I
could
think
be.
that's pretty high for The Office, personally.
Yeah.
The Office is a great song or a great show, but yeah, I don't think I would put that as a number 2 for me.
Okay. So my number 2 is Knight Rider. And my reasoning, and I'll go into more detail, but my main reasoning is the theme song. It actually appears like mixed in with a lot of hip hop songs, and they play it in the club and everybody goes crazy when it comes on. So I said it, I think on the episode where we revealed everybody's number 5, I had a couple tiebreakers, and my tiebreaker was watching the video that goes along with the intro song. And this actually was the loser of the tiebreaker of my number 1. So I'll just throw that out there for next week. But I think, just that didn't, I think just that it's, I just ruined it for everybody, but it's a great, great intro song. And I give it 2 thumbs up, and I don't care what you guys say.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've obviously had to hear Knight Rider theme song quite a bit, because he just gets so stinking jazzed about it. And then yes, they have sampled it quite a bit in hip hop music. And so he's like, oh, it's my jam. He does that finger thing, like he looks like an old grandpa when he does it, but
Nice.
but Josh, when he gets all, this is my jam, Jeezy, so yeah, I'm very familiar with this one for sure.
And you
Wow.
agree that it's worthy of number 2?
I don't know that it's worthy of number 2, but now I have an idea of what is your number 1 then, if this is your number 2.
Yeah, don't say it because that's for next week. But yeah, you know which one it is.
Okay. Well, we'll have to wait for next week for that one. All right. So my number 2 is Believe It or Not, and it's from Greatest American Hero, and it's just 80s optimism unmatched. It's just like one of those, let's put our head down and do things. We're the underdog, and yeah, things are going to happen. Like, yeah. It's a great song too. Like, and doing my research, my top 2, and I had to play them. And yeah, my husband was we were singing it in the garage. Feel good song. Yes.
It's a very feel good song.
I don't know it. I'm not going to lie.
What?
I
Believe it or not, I'm walking on it.
So the only version of that
yes,
I know,
you do.
the only version of that I know is the George Costanza Seinfeld answering machine, where he took that song and changed it to Believe It or Not, George isn't at home. Please leave a message at the beep. I must be out or I'd pick up the phone. Where could I be? Believe
Nice.
it or not, I'm not home. Beep.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's as soon I was like, you do know the song a little bit, because I know I hear you sing that from Seinfeld.
So I didn't know it was that song, but
yeah, that song.
And it's funny because if I hear that song, I would be like, those aren't the words, because I'm my intro to that song was from George Costanza.
Oh my gosh, that's a riot.
And this is why I'm sitting in the chair next to him.
Yeah, somebody's got to
translate
contain this.
Yeah, right. The madness.
So Hopi, you obviously didn't submit a list, but do you have any songs that you would put on the list for sure?
Oh gosh, that's why I didn't submit a list, because there are just so many good songs for various reasons. I had brought up like Bare Naked Ladies for, I mean, it would not be a number 2, but it's still like
any song.
Yeah,
you don't even have to put them in order. Just
I mean,
put on your top
so but Bare Naked Ladies did the Big Bang Theory, and it's just like so fast moving, and it just, I don't know, it's catchy. There's just so many good songs. So many of them have been on the list, Cheers and Laverne and Shirley. Joe did that one, I think. I did hear that one.
Mhm.
It just, I mean, so many shows from the 60s and 70s had such great um intros. I was talking about Three's Company the other day.
Oh, that's a good
Um,
one.
That's a good one.
there's a bunch of those. Um, it was just too hard to choose. So I did not submit, but it's just too hard to choose for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, so that's everybody's number 2 song. We are 1 week away from hearing everybody's number 1, and then we are actually going to start voting in the tournament the following weekend. So don't forget, everybody, the winner of the tournament for best top 5 list is going to get a $50 gift card from 110%. They have supplements, they have apparel, lots of random things like bumper stickers and stuff like that too. I think I saw. So definitely check them out. We're going to basically start that tournament as soon as we get through our number 1s and see who stands victorious at the end. I'm pretty sure it won't be me. It never is.
Never. I came so close once.
I got a pretty kick-ass list though so far.
You're number 1. I don't know what your number 1 is, but I know you. So, I mean, it's catchy.
It's
Mm.
it's great.
It's a catchy one.
It's a good one.
It's like, I feel like Hope should like write it down. And next week we'll have the reveal and be like, did she guess the right thing? Or is it going to be like that, newlywed moment where they're like,
You don't know me at all.
right.
Yeah, I think I know him. I think that's one of those things that I do pretty well. I
Yeah.
mean, we've known each other.
It's really frustrating.
It is. I mean, we've known each other for like 18 years. So I think knowing somebody that long, you can kind of really, especially that guy, he's pretty readable. The only thing you can't expect is like what he's gonna do, his dance moves. No, okay.
No, I think that's probably predictable too. Sorry.
That's what I said, or maybe they're the same ones. I don't know. He just recycles them in a different order, but he has a list like, I'm gonna go to this today. I'm gonna do moves 7, 9, and 3. 7 being the stomp foot one.
Are we done?
All right, we're going to just move on to the new lifter tip. Oh, poor Josh. New lifter tip this week is sign up for that first meet. Don't wait until you achieve X, Y, or Z. Jump in with both feet. So what if you get last place in your weight class? Hey, you might get first place in your weight class. Who knows? You'll be glad you did. Agree or disagree?
Oh, I agree. Actually, you might even end up being the best lifter female at your meet on your very first meet and everything. I think I was not competing against very many females, but
Doesn't matter.
Right?
but I still have this huge trophy, like
West Virginia State meet.
Yeah, West Virginia
Nice.
State meet, like a bench, a buff lady benching. And that was my best lifter thing.
Awesome.
My very first meet.
She actually, yeah, I didn't. So I don't think I won best lifter until like 2012 or something like that. So she won best lifter before I did, which is frustrating.
She's giggling over.
Oh, but you're so much better than I was.
Yeah.
It was just the luck. I went to West Virginia and barely made weight and ran off a guy for singing next to him.
Okay, this was 2004.
Yeah, something like that.
It might have been
5. It was
5. It was
beginning of 5.
2005.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is before meets got really super elaborate. So we're like in this big gymnasium. It's pitch quiet.
It was not big. It was like a little YMCA
small
gym.
gymnasium. Point is, it was like quiet. There's no music playing. You can hear conversations all over the place. And then you got Hope with her headphones on, just like belting out whatever song she's listening to.
Roller coaster of love.
And everybody can hear her. And I'm like, I don't know if I ever told you this, but I was embarrassed.
Of course you were.
And people sitting beside her, like getting ready to go out, just like kept like getting up and moving away because she was just like so loud and just like didn't care, wasn't aware.
And you remember the song you were singing even.
Yeah, I
Wow.
did. Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, but I was feeling pretty hyped by that point. I think I was probably at deadlifts or something. So the meet was like basically over, and I was feeling all jazzed and singing, and I just didn't think I was that loud. When you wear headphones, you just don't know how loud you're being because you can't hear yourself.
Oh, we could.
And he was like, "Hope you're scaring people away and embarrassing me," and I'm like, yeah,
Oh, but I'm just being me and having a good time.
and that's why you don't put distance runners in powerlifting meets, because they disturb things because they're too fidgety and noisy.
Yeah.
Nice. Accurate, huh?
So that's our new lifter tip. Sign up for that first meet. I think a lot of people wait too long to get into it, or like they set these goals like, well, when I can squat 500, I'll jump in, or when I can win, I'll jump in, or when I can break a state record, I'll get into a meet. Well, that may never happen. Like, just being honest, like not everybody's going to be at that level and will ever get to that level. So, you can waste years trying to get to that point and miss out on the experience of competing all those years. So I think jump in and then worry about getting to that next spot.
Agreed. Yeah. I hear a lot of people be like, well, what do I need to do to be able to be competitive? Do I need to be able to, I don't know, bench my body weight? Like, just show up.
Just show up, sign up and get in, and then try to get better next time. Like, give yourself some baseline.
But those are the people that kind of mess up, right? Because they come in and they have the big weight because that's all they've been worrying about.
Yep.
But then they miss their commands. So, they didn't pause where they're supposed to, they went ahead and racked things too fast. All of those things that are an important part of being a novice lifter, and we've all done it. We've definitely all done it. But I think that when you're only focusing solely on the number or winning or whatever, you're missing that key aspect of it.
Can I tell you how proud I am right now?
Oh,
I've obviously been around this way too long.
You want a job?
No.
No. Okay. Are you trying to take my job here?
No. It's just my observation. That's all.
No, that's very accurate. That's I agree, like 100%. Like, that's and then people sometimes do that one and done because they came in with numbers they can do and end up with way less than they knew they were capable of, and they're like, this sucks, I'm not doing this anymore, and they quit just because they put so much pressure on that one meet instead of just jumping in and getting that experience first. So
or they bomb.
Or they bomb, yeah. I mean,
because they can't get low enough, and never practice that and all that.
And blame the refs.
And it's all the refs' faults.
Yeah. Always is.
Because you can't follow a command and follow a rule.
Darn it. Awesome.
Anyways, that wraps up our episode 103. Don't forget, we are revealing everybody's number one next week, and then we will start the voting. So if you are not following us on Instagram, please do so. You can follow us at PL Ballads Podcast. And also, if you are listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, any of those things, please give us a 5-star or a 4-star. I'll take that too. And leave us a little review if you don't mind. I think that does help in the search stuff, I think, is what people tell me. I don't really know, but I'm assuming they're not lying to me about that. So until next week, we will catch you guys later. Bye.
Bye now.
Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed today's episode of the Powerlifting and Power Ballads podcast, please remember to subscribe and share it with your friends.